As the death toll rises, a grim reality is setting in for our neighbors to the north impacted by Hurricane Michael. Plus, lower levels of red tide are bringing visitors back to the area. The survey that breaks down how much businesses have suffered. And the fate of a proposed liquor ban at Venice events. Your Suncoast News starts right now.
You're watching ABC 7 News at 6:30.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Rebecca Fernandez. Our top story tonight, many people remain unaccounted for in Florida following Hurricane Michael. The death toll has risen to 46. That's after another victim was reported dead in Virginia. And that number is only expected to rise as hundreds remain missing. As of noon today, the number of those without power now just under 200,000. Florida Governor Rick Scott ordering 500 more Florida National Guard troops to respond. And as Omar Jimenez reports, today crews are going through the dangerous task of sifting through piles of debris looking for loved ones.
Florida's governor and the Federal Emergency Management Agency's administrator tour the communities most impacted by Hurricane Michael.
We have 11,000 people registered for FEMA right now. We just had a conversation about how fast the FEMA resources will come out. We've got local law enforcement from all around the state. They're coming to their impacted counties to make sure people are safe.
President Trump is expected to visit Florida Monday as the death toll continues to rise. Officials say it could be days to weeks before everyone is accounted for. The lack of power and spotty cell phone service add to the challenges of emergency response crews.
A lot of our homes, a lot of our families have been displaced, homes have been destroyed, damage has been everywhere. So we're having to deal with that as we're dealing with this incident as well.
And as people return to the rubble of their Florida Panhandle communities, residents are lining up at community centers for bottled water and ready-to-eat meals. The governor assuring people there is help for those in need.
We've distributed about 2 million meals, I think it's 1 million gallons of water. We're making sure there's fuel around the state. So I know everybody wants to get back to their house. You got to be safe.
In Mexico Beach, Florida, I'm Omar Jimenez.
And thanks to the donations from the community, a Sarasota man is now on his way to Panama City tonight. Sean Martin is originally from Panama City, and we spoke to him on Saturday as he was packing for the trip. He says after seeing the images of destruction there, he knew he needed to do something. At first, he was planning on just putting together his own donation, but a Facebook post changed all of that. It brought him together with other people looking to help, and now he is on his way with water, batteries, and other items.
Nails, hammers, people donated, unbelievable amount of work gloves and shovels and just stuff to kind of help them get back in order. A lot of people we know lost their entire house. People donated blankets and clothes, and anything they had to give. Some people came, they were like, I don't have much, but they still found a way to give.
Martin says he's amazed by the people who have come to help him with supplies, some of them reaching out to him several times to donate. And if you're looking for a way to donate to those suffering in the Panhandle right now, listen up. iHeartMedia will be out collecting supplies tomorrow and Tuesday. They will be collecting from 6 a.m. to noon both days this week. On Monday, they will be at US 41 and 776, where parking will be at Bill Buck Chevrolet. They will also be at Stickney Point and US 41 at the Pumpkin Patch on the corner. And then on Tuesday, they will be at Stickney Point and US 41 again. Plus, they will also be at Mission Barbecue, which is located on Cortez Road and US 41. And now to the latest on red tide. Lower levels of the toxic algae has brought out more visitors to the Suncoast beaches this weekend. But a recent survey found that many businesses blame red tide for a major drop in sales. ABC 7's Erica Jackson spoke to business owners in downtown Venice to find out about the devastating impact.
It's been a bugger of a summer with the construction going on and the red tide.
Island Life Hammock Company sales are down 70% compared to last year. Owner Mark Andes blames the red tide for the drop, but he isn't the only Venice business impacted by the toxic algae. A survey by Venice Main Street and the Chamber of Commerce found red tide cost local businesses a total of nearly $1 million in August alone.
Folks aren't comfortable breathing the air, that takes its toll.
Sometimes with the red tide we had the smell of the red tide. It makes people cough when they open the door.
Croissant and Company co-owner Lynn Kloerek says the red tide hasn't made a major impact on her business since the beach is about 1 mile away. Instead, she blames the construction project in downtown Venice, which is what customers first see when they leave her cafe.
Mostly because people couldn't park or there were no passages to get across.
Most business owners knew about the project about 1 year in advance, making it easier to budget before the construction.
We didn't make allowances for the red tide. I think the red tide's been really, in fact, more detrimental than the construction has.
Some businesses are making up for the loss by staying open later on nice beach days, hoping beachgoers will visit in the late afternoon. Andy says he's looking at the glass half full, grateful the red tide hit before his busiest months.
It's weird to say this, but it actually couldn't have happened at a better time because we were off-season.
Reporting in Venice, Erica Jackson, ABC 7, your Suncoast News.
And we have more details on the results of that survey on our website, mysuncoast.com. And with how the weather will be like for this week ahead, let's get a first check on your first weather forecast with Josh Stone, who's in for Wendy Ross tonight. Josh, what's it looking like?
Thank you so much. Yeah, beautiful conditions right now on this Sunday evening, 85 degrees. A little bit more cloud cover than we saw earlier today. Dew point at 77. It was quite muggy out there, and the heat index or feel-like temperature actually felt close to 100 degrees. The radar is quiet along the coast. You go inland, though. I picked up a couple of showers here in Hardee County and also one little blip here in southern and southwestern DeSoto County. So we'll watch this. There is a small chance for some isolated showers later on this evening, but it's a very small chance. Drier still kind of hanging around. Area of high pressure eventually will move eastward and bring more of an easterly, southeasterly wind around it to help increase the moisture as we get into next week. But for the most part, tonight it's going to be very quiet and lows will dip down into the mid-70s. Back to you.
Thank you, Josh. Now to a first alert traffic update. The first part of getting improvements to River Road from US 41 to Interstate 75 is now in place. This week, county commissioners accepted a grant for $3.5 million from the state. Sarasota County is expected to swap River Road with the Florida Department of Transportation. After that, responsibilities for the roadway will fall onto the state. The goal is to eventually turn the 2-lane road into a 4 to 6-lane road. And now some surprising news coming from the city of Venice. Business owners had asked City Council to consider banning liquor from street festivals and special events held in downtown. An email was sent to Mayor John Hollick from several downtown shop owners saying they were disappointed in seeing alcohol served at this year's Venice Beach Party. The event is usually held on Venice Beach, but because of red tide, it was held in downtown this year at Centennial Park, which is just steps away from a children's fountain and playground. This email prompted City Council members to vote at this week's meeting on whether to ban hard liquor at these special events. However, they remained split and ultimately voted no on the motion. And with just over 3 weeks until the midterm elections, President Trump's job approval rating has climbed to its second highest of his presidency. Here's Tara Palmery with a look at the numbers.
Boosted by strong ratings on the economy, the president now has a 41% approval rating, up from 36% in late August, according to a new ABC News Washington Post poll. But still, 54% disapprove, a potential problem for Republican candidates. Democratic candidates for the House lead Republicans by 11 points among registered voters, 53 to 42%.
I think the House is going to be very difficult for the Republicans to maintain, but I think given the last 10 days the president's had, now not impossible.
That advantage by the Democrats reflects a wide gender gap. Women support Democratic candidates by 59 to 37%, with men split about evenly 46 to 48%. Women are also expressing a sense of urgency.
70% of women in our poll said this midterm election is more important than any other midterm election so far. That's not good for Republicans.
The number of Americans who say they want Democrats to control Congress as a check on the president slipped to 54%, down from 60% in August. But they are still a majority.
Democrats are fueling this resistance by focusing on kitchen table issues like health care. And you know, I have to say this, young people, they're showing an interest.
Saturday night, the president making his case.
You can either vote for Democrat mob rule or you can vote for a Republican Party that stands proudly for law and order, fairness, freedom, and justice.
This latest poll also shows voters are more engaged than ever, with 76% saying they are certain to vote. That's higher than normal for a midterm election year. Tara Palmieri, ABC News, Washington.
And we're just 3 weeks away from Florida's general election, and many voters have already received their vote by mail ballots. But before you put your pen to that paper, it's important to know what amendments you're supporting. There are 12 proposed amendments on the general election ballot since one was knocked off by the Florida Supreme Court. You will notice that some of the amendments are bundled, covering two related issues.
From the CRC's perspective, if they're going to make a whole lot of changes to the Constitution, sometimes for efficiency purposes, you might want to package like things together. But I think a rule of thumb is you really don't want to take a couple of controversial things where a reasonable person might feel opposite on those things and put them together for the purposes of trying to get something through.
We broke down all those 12 proposed amendments on our website, mysuncoast.com. And coming up tonight on ABC News at 11, we will discuss how those amendments will impact us here locally. And today was a great day to eat some chili. Hundreds attended the 19th annual Morton's Firehouse Chili Cook-Off, a fundraising event and a competition. 14 fire departments, the Sarasota Police Department, and the Sarasota County Sheriff's Office competed. They were working for the title of the best firehouse chili in Sarasota and for the best booth.
Firefighters and cops are very similar. We're very competitive, so we're here to win this year. It's a great opportunity for our deputies to get out of their normal day-to-day function, come and have some fun, cook some chili, and sponsor a great cause.
The money raised from today's event will go toward the Firefighters Benevolent Fund. Here are the winners from the cook-off. Smash Chili won Best Booth. Dilly Dilly Chili won People's Choice, and in first place, Longboat Key's Red Tide Chili. Definitely an interesting concept. Good job, guys. And still to come here on ABC 7, a warning from Saudi Arabia after a journalist went missing there. A look at the interview with President Trump set to air tonight on 60 Minutes. Plus, the investigation of e-cigarette companies expanded. What the FDA says it's doing to protect teenagers from being targeted. We'll be right back.
Blue 32, Blue 32, hot, hot. It's the Gatto Gridiron Challenge. The game's on to sell 2,000 vehicles. 12 teams compete for the #1 spot. Score a great deal at every Gatto dealership. Buy with 0 down. Make no payments for 90 days. Choose from 14 of your favorite brands, all on sale. Who will make it to the end zone? You decide. Rush to a Gatto location near you or visit Gatto.com.
Gatto's got it.
Helping families with mesothelioma is all we do. My firm has been offering a free book on mesothelioma for over 10 years. Since that time, hundreds of people with mesothelioma have trusted us to represent them. We have local offices throughout the U.S. and there is no risk to you. Mesothelioma really is all we do.
Call us at 1-800-485-6000. That's 1-800-485-6000.
Or go to mesoonlylaw.com.
This is an important message for anyone with Medicare. You may be eligible for an all-in-one Medicare plan that combines hospital, medical, and prescription drug coverage together with extra benefits that may include dental, vision, hearing aids, and much more. Some of these plans have a $0 monthly premium regardless of your income. That's right. For one low plan premium, or in some cases a $0 premium, you may be able to get coverage for your hospital visits, doctor appointments, prescription drugs, routine dental care, eyeglasses and contact lenses, hearing aids, and possibly more. Today may be the first time you've heard about this type of Medicare plan. The advisors at the Medicare.com helpline are licensed insurance agents who will explain more when you call. Call now to see if you qualify. Call the number on your screen now. Call now to see if you qualify for these benefits. You worked hard for your Medicare. Now is the time for your Medicare to work hard for you. Not affiliated with or acting on behalf of any government agency or program.
Introducing the ABC 7 First Alert Weather Tracker. This all-new mobile weather lab is just one more way. The team you trust is keeping you ahead of the storms. The ABC 7 First Alert Weather Tracker, sponsored by Mr. Sparky, America's on-time electrician.
Every child follows a path in life. For many, that path will lead them to a door. A door that gives them a place to grow, to learn, to belong. A place to forge their future. Because while many doors open, these doors transform. They did for us. Support your local Boys and Girls Clubs. Great futures start here.
Welcome back. The mystery surrounding the disappearance of Washington Post journalist Jamal Khashoggi continues as the U.S. and other countries call for a credible investigation. ABC's Janae Norman reports on how Saudis saying they will push back against any punishment.
Saudi Arabia denying any role in the disappearance of Washington Post reporter Jamal Khashoggi, and today promising to push back against any severe punishment targeting its government. It's a veiled response to President Trump's threat made in a 60 Minutes interview airing tonight.
As of this moment, they deny it. We're going to get to the bottom of it, and there will be severe punishment.
Khashoggi was last seen walking into the Saudi consulate in Istanbul on October 2nd. His fiancée writing an op-ed in the New York Times on his birthday Saturday, saying, "The people who took him from us, irrespective of their political positions, must be held accountable and punished to the full extent of the law." But the president insists even if Saudi involvement is confirmed, he will not cancel a lucrative arms deal with the Saudis.
If they don't buy it from us, they're going to buy it from Russia, or they're going to buy it from China, or they're going to buy it from other countries.
The foreign ministers of Germany, the UK, and France releasing a joint statement on Sunday saying there needs to be a credible investigation to establish the truth about what happened. And global business leaders now reassessing their ties with Saudi Arabia. Many sponsors and attendees pulling out of an upcoming economic conference in Saudi Arabia. But that doesn't include U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin.
Mr. Mnuchin will make up his mind as the week progresses and as new information surfaces.
But Senator Marco Rubio told CNN's Jake Tapper it's a poor choice.
I don't think we should continue as business as usual. I don't think any of our government officials should be going.
Janae Norman, ABC News, Washington.
And now looking ahead, All Faiths Food Bank will be packing emergency boxes for food for the Florida Panhandle. Volunteers will gather in All Faiths warehouse tomorrow. The food will then be sent up to the Panhandle the same day. Based out of Sarasota, All Faiths says relief efforts mainly fall on food banks that surround the affected areas. So this will give those food banks some relief as well. And now Josh joins us with the First Alert weather forecast.
Yeah, what a great day it was, huh?
Beautiful day.
I mean, it was a little warm, but still, it was beautiful, and I saw a little bit more people venturing to the beach,
yes,
which is great news.
Yeah.
I know.
It's been beautiful.
Well, we started off the day with seeing mostly sunny skies, and then with the heating of the day, a few clouds streamed on by, and pretty much we're just seeing partly cloudy skies right now as the sun is setting, and it's just a nice day, nice evening. You couldn't ask for much better. As far as our radar goes, it's pretty quiet along the coast right now, but inland there's some shower activity here in Highlands County, and a little bit earlier there was a little bit of a heavier shower in southwestern DeSoto County. We'll keep an eye on this because our futurecast, which I'll show you in a little bit, looks to be a little aggressive for shower activity tonight. Now, we were talking about the red tide. This is great news. This is a graphic that came out on Friday, and I believe it will be updated tomorrow, but there's hardly any reds on here. Now, I know in North Venice Beach and Minnesota Beach there was some issues there, but for the most part, you know, for the last few weeks, last few months, we've had red dots all up and down the Sun Coast. Right now it's very minimal, and hopefully we can keep it that way. Moving on, we'll show you our current temperatures. Warm, mid to upper 80s right now. It's 87 in Northport, 83 in Inglewood, 85 right now in Sarasota. Our almanac today, we topped out at 89. That's 3 degrees above the mark of 86. That's our average for this time of the year. And no rain, thanks to lots of sunshine in our forecast today. So weather headlines look like this. Possible showers tonight, and then the warm trend continues at least for the next several days. And then as we get into the middle of next week, looks like another round of shower activity comes our way. Let's talk about the tropics now. It's quiet, though there are 2 disturbances out here. This is one, and the other one is here in the Western Caribbean. Both of these, Disturbance 1 and Disturbance 2, have a minimal chance for development, which is good news. All right, let's shift our gears to a national weather situation. Look at this blue color here. What is this? This is a trough, and that chilly air has spilled southward, and the current temperature in Denver is 24 degrees right now. So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. This system has brought some heavy snow in some locations, up to 10 inches around Cheyenne, Wyoming, and potentially up to 16 inches of snow falling in northern New Mexico and some of the higher elevations. You can see all sorts of winter weather advisories and winter storm warnings taking place. Snow accumulations for them, like I said, it's going to be quite a heavy situation. But for us, no issues with snow, just maybe some rain tonight, and then things clear up later tonight. I think this Futurecast is a little aggressive, but still we could get a few showers in the forecast tonight. I think tomorrow will be mostly dry, and then it does look like more rain, like I said, comes in as we get into next week, middle of next week. Patchy red tide is possible for the boaters. Southeasterly wind become northwest in the afternoon, 10 knots. Sea is 1 to 2 feet. Tonight's low, 74 degrees, and a few showers are possible. 89 for the high tomorrow. Remember, the average is 86, so once again will be possibly 3 degrees above that, but the heat index could feel like 100 degrees. Here you go. The rain chance does ramp up as we get in the middle of next week, because of more of an easterly, southeasterly wind to bring more moisture into the area. And then just in store for next weekend, we dry out with mostly sunny skies in our forecast once again. Back to you.
Thanks, Josh. And now in health news. Halloween can come with food allergy fears, and that's because some of the most common allergies are found in the fun-sized candy given out during trick-or-treating or classroom celebrations. Dr. B.J. Lanzer, director of the Pediatric Food Program at National Jewish Health, offers 4 tips to keep your child safe. First, meet with teachers and parents to discuss what treats your child cannot eat. Pack safe snacks to keep your child from feeling left out of a classroom party. Create a written plan with advice to recognize, treat, and prevent allergy exposures. And lastly, post a photo with your child's allergy information as an additional reminder when snacks are served.
It's easy to get confused and forget which foods each child might be allergic to, and so the more clear and the simpler you can make it for everyone at school is great.
Preparations such as these and remembering to carry epinephrine are key to make sure food allergies don't haunt you this holiday. The FDA is expanding its investigation into e-cigarettes. The agency is now targeting 21 e-cigarette companies to find out if they've been marketing products illegally. The move comes less than 2 weeks after the FDA conducted a surprise investigation of e-cigarette maker Juul's corporate headquarters in San Francisco. Agents seized thousands of documents, many relating to sales and marketing. The investigations are part of the FDA's crackdown on e-cigarette use. And we'll have a look at the weekend box office straight ahead. Stay with us.
Did you know you could get life insurance for less than 32 cents a day? With Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage, you can get up to $25,000 in protection with a single phone call, and you cannot be turned down for any reason. Even if you have health problems or are living on a fixed income, Guaranteed Acceptance whole life insurance policies could work for you, with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. TruStage can help free your family from immediate financial stress when you're gone.
Utility bills, mortgages, car payments, those are a lot of things that can add up pretty fast.
My mom didn't have life insurance and the cost all fell on me. And that's expensive. We're still paying for that.
Yeah, we're still paying for that.
Call 1-800-218-4991. Now, in one phone call, you can help prepare your family with protection amounts up to $25,000. There are no medical tests or health questions. And remember, you cannot be turned down for any reason. In fact, TruStage policies are already protecting over 18 million Americans. And rates are designed to be affordable, starting at less than 32 cents a day. That's as low as $9.40 a month. Plus, your price will never increase and your benefit will never decrease.
When I leave, everything will be taken care of for them.
Call 1-800-218-4991 now for a free, no-obligation quote. TruStage offers plans to fit your budget with prices starting at less than 32 cents a day. Help protect your family from immediate financial burdens after you're gone with guaranteed acceptance whole life insurance through TruStage. Call 1-800-218-4991 now.
It's been about a month, and I can honestly say I've seen the change in me. I went from being a depressed girl who didn't want help to this happy, caring girl who loves helping other people. I just really hope that people that went through what I went through get the help that they need, because their story is important and they are loved. Thank you so much for everything.
Are you a soccer mom or dad? Regardless of their age or experience level, when your kids play soccer or any other sport, there's one person on the sideline who is key to help recognize and seek medical care for sports-related concussion. It's you. You need to know the signs and symptoms of concussion, and you need to act if you think your child has been injured. Remember, when in doubt, sit them out. To learn more, go to cdc.gov/concussion. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004.
A repeat performance at the top of the box office this week, Sony's Venom came in #1 for the second week in a row. The superhero tale with a twist took in an estimated $32 million, bringing its domestic tally to nearly $140 million. A Star is Born came in second place, just as it did last week. The latest remake of the 1930s classic made an estimated $28 million. Only the #3 spot is different than it was last week. That honor goes to Universal's First Man. Universal's story of Neil Armstrong's moon landing made about $16 million.
And you haven't seen any of these, right?
I haven't seen any of them.
I haven't either.
I'm dying to see A Star is Born. I've heard great things about it. So
I have too.
Hopefully this week we can.
And First Man's supposed to be wonderful. Venom, I'm just superhero movied out. I don't know.
No more superhero stories.
But it was #1 over the weekend. Look at that sunset.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again tonight at 11.
A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A contract that weathered Tet. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. DAV fights to keep that promise, so all veterans and their families get the benefits and support they earned. For help, visit DAV.org.
Mascara adds depth to the eyes. Lipstick gives the mouth color and definition. And ALS paralyzes the body.
You look great, Mom.
Thank you. Slowly taking away the ability to move and eventually breathe.
This is your brain. This is drugs. This is your brain on drugs. Any questions?
Yeah, I have questions.
Prescription drugs aren't as bad as street drugs, right?
Weed's legal, isn't it?
Drinking is worse than smoking weed.
Isn't it? Why
is heroin so addictive?
Molly just makes you feel happy.
I have questions.
Mom?
Dad, did you ever try drugs?
They're going to ask. Be ready. Go to drugfree.org. A message from Partnership for Drug-Free Kids.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Download the all-new ABC 7 First Alert Weather app now.